Hello, I'm Yolanda. Here's Alina.
We're back.
We're back. We are coming to you from the Harper Therapy offices here in Lutz in the Tampa Bay area. Alina was just looking out the window. We have this beautiful view, the back of the office, and we were just talking about how beautiful it is today. And we would still be outside, but we didn't want to be too distracted when we talked to you today. We wanted to share some tips with you guys today about communicating with your teen, mom, dad, and why it's so hard sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys remember your teen days and what it was like to communicate with adults and your parents.
I do.
Yeah.
I think it was easier for me than it was for them, to be honest.
Yeah. I am in the midst as a parent of teening. Have a couple of adult kids and teens, so 20 adult
quote unquote.
adults. We all know how that goes. So 20, 18, and 16. So this is right up my alley right now.
Yeah.
I could always use some support with that communication piece. So
Yeah.
what you got for us today?
Well, Yolanda asked me to talk about this, but really she's the expert on teens. She deals with them every day. But, we had talked about what is the best way to communicate with a teenager. Obviously, historically we talk about why teenagers are difficult at that stage of their life. Hormones, this, that, and really what's going on is their brains are developing at a very rapid pace, and their frontal lobe, which is responsible for decision making, impulse control, that kind of thing, it really is kind of overloaded at that point. So it's hard to really for those systems to work properly. So that's why it's kind of hard for us to communicate with teens and for maybe us to have an understanding of them. But if we look back to our own experience, probably can really remember what that was like. I know I can. I was very I always consider myself a really nice, caring person, but I was moody. One day I'd be up here, the next down there. My mom always just said she felt like she was didn't know what Alina she was gonna get. So,
and I say to parents, if your kids do that with you, then that's a good thing. That means you are a safe person for them to unravel with. So I know it sounds contradictory, but really, like Alina said, the brain is developing. Those times that you're like, do they have a brain in their head and are they using it? Well, they're to the best of their ability at this time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, this is really, what we know working in the field and kind of dealing with parents who interact with teens and teens who interact with parents. The first thing that we really want to get across, and that is a good idea, when communicating for a parent, communicating with a teen, is first just show respect, kind of having that coming from a place of understanding or trying to understand where your teen's coming from,
Any parents out there?
Really
so
hard.
Here's the thing. As a parent, I'm like, ooh, my teen needs to respect me. What kind of respect am I going to show my kid? Mm-hmm. Well, so there are those non-negotiables that we teach our kids, right? Values, morals, the way that we want them to show up in the world. And then there's that gray area. And as teens, their job is to individuate. And that's a big word for they get to become their own person and have their own thoughts and feelings about things and the things that they like and the things that they don't like. So that's kind of what we're getting at here.
That is, and from a social work perspective, from a psychological standpoint, that is the stage of development that they're in, is autonomy versus, I forgot what it's called in Erickson's stages of growth, but they are developing their own autonomy. So it's learning how to respect that and be okay with it, which is very uncomfortable.
Parents of teens, repeat after me. This is completely developmentally appropriate, and I hate it. And it's completely developmentally appropriate. It's hard as a parent.
Right, and I think, too, it's hard to let go of control,
That's exactly what it is.
To just kind of, trust your kid, in ways, and that's hard. I know for me, in general, even though I don't have a teenager, it's hard to let go of control in general. So with a kid that you're responsible for, I can only imagine what comes up as well.
Yeah. So respect is the first one.
Yep. And then we also have the second one, which kind of goes along with that, is just stay curious, Instead of assuming what your child is doing, where they're coming from, why they're doing something, ask questions like, hey, what's going on with you? What happened at school today? Or, why did I get a call from so-and-so teacher? Come from a place of curiosity rather than assumptions.
And that looks and sounds a lot like, wow, I want to understand what your world is like.
Mm-hmm. Which ties into respect. And then we also have the third one, which is keep it simple, sweetie.
I like the sweetie.
I know. It's a gentler version of the other one. But, you don't have to, I think a lot of us get caught in the trap of over-explaining or trying to really, draw something out or lecture. Or, we can address things pretty quickly if we're just straightforward, direct, and, come from a place of respect and curiosity.
Because otherwise what our kids are hearing is
Charlie Brown, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. So those three things, just keeping that in mind when talking to your kids. Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully that's something that you didn't already do that you can easily implement. And then on the other side of things for teens.
Hey teens, we're talking to you.
You, which I would love to see you over in my office. But
any teens out there?
Earth teens.
They're not on Facebook.
They're not, right.
On
they're
the
on
slide.
Facebook.
They're on the slide.
I don't
On
even know what
Facebook.
that is.
Yeah.
So yeah, slide on Facebook. We should be Snapchatting, right?
Yes.
So the first thing for teens is, once again, respect. So obviously, come from the assumption that your parents care about you and love you, and, they are looking out for your best interests. And so that in itself deserves a certain amount of respect.
And it's their job.
It's their job. So respect their job.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Secondly, ask. Don't tell. Don't demand. Use I statements. The communication model, I feel this way because you did this or you do this. And if you want something, ask for it. Just in general in life, dealing with things, people respond so much better to someone asking versus demanding. I mean, it's just, that is a simple principle of relationships. So ask, don't tell.
Catch more flies with honey.
Yeah, catch more flies with honey than you do with, vinegar.
Sarcasm.
Yeah.
Moodiness.
Moodiness, irritability, all of that stuff. So,
attitude.
yes, so come from a place of asking. If you're asking for your autonomy, then show that you're worthy of that respect and that autonomy,
Actions speak louder than words, guys.
Yeah, says the mom. Yeah.
What else?
And then the third one for you all teens is just try to understand where your parents are coming from, their point of view. So, if they're saying no to something, there's probably a reason for it. Maybe we can't always understand that reason, but try to understand where your parents are coming from, in a lot of the different things that come up. So, if you have a parent who you feel is a helicopter parent, just always looking over, and, assume that they're coming from a place of love. And if that doesn't work for you, if you feel stifled, again, go back to the ask, don't tell, and try to have a conversation rather than, it blowing up into a big argument.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, parents, what did we miss? Anything you want to add? Any questions? Any other topics that you would like for us to cover as far as your relationship with your teen and how we can support there? Teens, I know you're out there. You're sneaking around.
Yeah.
Anything that we missed? Anything that you want to add? Any message that you want to give to your parents? Give us a shout out. Let us know. We can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we would love to have you guys give us a call about how we can support you with your relationship with your teen. It's a tough haul, man. I mean, it does take a village.
The teenage years are so tough. And honestly, even the 20s, I think those are the teenage years now too, because it is a hard time. I called my 20s the tumultuous 20s, because they are just all over the place. And
parents, no one talks about adult child parenting.
Yeah. So
it's not for the faint of heart.
It is not for the faint of heart going through it or being the parent of someone going through it.
So we are here to be your home for hope, growth, and healing. Give us a call. Check us out on the web, harpertherapy.com. You guys have a great day. We'll catch you later.
See you.